Hi and good day to Madam Nafisha. Today my group will be presenting to you about on how to make your own bath bomb. Before that, I will introduce to you my group members. My group members consisting of me, Philemon, Ifa, Atika, Hanis, and Sabha. So before that, I will explain to you about our objective. So for our bath bomb objectives is we are to determine the relationship between the amount of cornstarch and how it will affect the fizziness of the bath bomb. But before that, I will introduce for introduction. I'll be talking to you about what is bath bomb really are. Bath bomb is a product that people use to in the bathtub. And it was invented in 1989. Essentially, bath bomb are hard-packed mixtures of dry ingredients which will effervesce when it is in contact with water. Sorry. Other than that, we choose bath bomb as our backyard experiment because it is can be made easily using household material, because its primary ingredients are basically a weak acid and a weak base. For example, for weak base, you can use citric acid, and for the weak base, we can use baking soda or sodium bicarbonate. And for the weak acid, just now, as I said, citric acid. They are the main primary ingredient in making bath bomb. When both of these ingredients will not give out any reaction when they are dry, but it's very reactive when they are in contact with when it is dissolved in water. Sorry. Other than that, when both of these ingredients is in contact with water, it will produce a reaction called as acid-base reaction. So since both of these ingredients is made up of weak acid and weak base, it will produce a acid-base reaction. So its product for bath bomb is carbon dioxide and sodium citrate. Thus, this is what making the bath bomb fizzle. The carbon dioxide is the one that will release the sand into the surroundings, so it relaxes you when you're taking a bath. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, Madam Fisha. My name is Ifa Mariam, and today I will be presenting regarding the materials and procedure required to make the bath bomb. The materials required are citric acid, baking soda, cornstarch, vegetable oil, water, and food coloring. The procedure needed is first to mix 1 1/3 tablespoon of citric acid, 2 2/3 tablespoon of baking soda, and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch in one bowl. In a separate bowl, mix 1 teaspoon of vegetable oil, half teaspoon of water, and also 2 drops of food coloring. Gradually, drop by drop, add the wet mixture to the dry mixture, ensuring to stir as quickly as possible. Once that is done, make 2 different batches of the same mixture except using 4 tablespoons of cornstarch and another batch using 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Following after, before filling up the molds with the mixture, ensure to spread a small amount of vegetable oil to prevent the bath bombs from sticking when dry. Next, when filling the molds with the bath bomb mixture, ensure to always press it down so that you can pack in as many of the mixture as possible. Leave the molds to dry overnight, and the next day, the bath bombs will be ready to use. Thank you, and Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I read to Madam Fisha. My name is Haris Atika Natasha binti Suhaimi, and now I will continue to explaining the expected result of this bath bomb experiments. As we know, the wow factor of the bath bomb is the initial drop, which is when it enters the water, it will immediately fizzing and also release a kaleidoscope of colors. However, in these experiments, what we want to observe or the main objective is to determine the relationship between the amount of the cornstarch and the explosiveness of the bath bomb. So, what is the expected result of this bath bomb experiments? The expected result of this bath bomb experiments is the bath bomb with less cornstarch explodes more and also produce more vigorous bubbles and impressive fizzings. Other than that, the bath bomb with using more cornstarch take longer time to dissolve in this water. So, why we expect the results to come up like this, and what is the relationship between the amount of the cornstarch with these results? The relationship is the functions of the cornstarch itself. The function of the cornstarch is to slow down the reactions. That's why it takes longer times to dissolve in this water when the bath bomb contains more cornstarch. Other than that, cornstarch also behave as a dry filler that used to control the viscosity and also the fizz that created by acid and base reactions. In the bath bomb, it helps to thicken other ingredients and bind everything together by trapping the water between its long starch molecules. So these bonds will break its molecules once it's introduced into the water. So that's why we can conclude for the expected results, that the lesser the cornstarch in the bath bomb, the more bubble fizzings there will be. So that's it from me for the expected results. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Norhanis and I'm going to discuss about the science behind the bath bombs. So for this experiment, we changed the amount of cornstarch in each bath bomb to actually see what is the difference between the ones that have the cornstarch and the ones that do not have the cornstarch. Cornstarch is used in bath bombs to actually act as a filler when it gets mixed with the baking soda and the citric acid. What it does is that the amount of fizziness of the bath bomb is actually affected, and what the cornstarch does is it actually slows down the reaction which both the baking soda and the citric acid dissolve. By adding cornstarch to the bath bombs, we actually can see that the fizziness of the bath bomb lasts longer, around 3 to 4 minutes, than those bath bombs that do not have the cornstarch. Cornstarch in bath bombs is actually used to control the viscosity and fizziness in the bath bombs, and cornstarch helps to thicken the mixture and bind everything together. So how does it actually bind everything together? The water is trapped by the starch molecules, and the bonds will break once it comes in contact with water. The reaction between baking soda and citric acid is actually an acid-base reaction. This acid-base reaction will produce carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas is the actual reason why bath bombs are fizzy. So, if a bath bomb dissolves faster, it means that more carbon dioxide is produced. And if it is more fizzy, it means that the reaction is actually moving at a fast pace. Once we finish the experiment, we could actually see that bath bombs that have the cornstarch added to it actually produces more fizziness when it comes in contact to water than the ones that do not have the cornstarch. It lasts shorter and it has less fizziness to it.
Hi, my name is Zulaika binti Muhammad Syahrul. So I will be talking about the conclusion of our experiment, which is making the bath bomb. So from this experiment, we can conclude that cornstarch do affect on how fizzy the bath bomb turn out. From the experiment, increased amount of cornstarch will increase time of the reaction. Cornstarch do act as dry filler when it gets mixed in the reactive baking soda and citric acid in the bath bomb. Cornstarch also the function to slow down the reaction. It will affect the fizziness that may last until 3 or 4 minutes instead of seconds. So, bath bomb with less amount of cornstarch will produce more vigorous bubbles, impressive fizzing, and it will dissolve faster in water compared to the bath bomb with high amount of cornstarch. Apart from that, increasing amount of cornstarch will make the size of the bath bomb bigger than bath bomb that have less amount of cornstarch. So we know that small size will expose more surface area for the reaction. So the rate of the reaction will increase, and bath bomb with less cornstarch will have less. The time reaction is less compared to the bath bomb with high amount of cornstarch. But because we're doing the bath bomb with different recipes, which is we use different amount of cornstarch, so the size should be same. So this factor cannot be comparison for this situation. So that's all from me. Thank you and bye.